Alright. So the first paper is just saying that you want Dayanara to help save a life. Mm-hmm. And this is all the details. So Felix, how do you, is your last name Sanchez?
No, it's Pippin.
So Felix.
You got it.
And spell your last name.
It's P as in Peter, E as in Edward, P as in Peter, I as in England, and as Nancy.
And you're Dayanara's husband.
That's correct.
So I'll read the whole thing to you. You'll get a copy of it. Please stop me if you have any questions. All right. So you, Felix, being the husband and authorized next of kin of Dayanara Sanchez, authorize the donation of her organs as circled below to Gift of Life Donor Program for the purposes of transplantation or therapy. Authorization to any gifts below includes authorization to the donation of blood vessels, lymph nodes, spleen, and urine necessary to support the purposes of the donation. So all the organs that you can donate, which she might not be able to donate all of them, we can look into them just to see how they're functioning, see if there's any perfect matches. Our heart, the heart can't be used, then sometimes heart valves can be donated. If you ever known anybody that needed a heart valve transplant, lungs can be donated, liver can be donated, kidneys can be donated, and pancreas. So those are all the organs that can be donated. Is there any one of those that you're not comfortable with? That you wouldn't want her?
Well, actually, the kidneys are bad, so I'm sure that's...
Right, they're probably, but if...
They'll test them out.
Right, if the gifts can't be used for transplant, then there's always the opportunity for research or education. And that would be something that you could let me know if you'd be interested in that. If not, then they wouldn't.
No, I'd rather just help. So
okay, yeah, no problem. So yeah, I know her kidneys aren't functioning well. She had chronic kidney disease, correct? Right. Okay, so no research or education, so I circled no. So you understand that the surgical recovery will take place here at Lehigh Valley Hospital, okay? You understand that these gifts are made to Gift of Life, a nonprofit organization. The recovery and distribution of these gifts will be coordinated by Gift of Life and or other involved national or international agencies. These other agencies may be nonprofit or for-profit organizations. Gift of Life will coordinate the process in accordance with medical and ethical standards. Gift of Life will take efforts to minimize changes in the outward appearance of Dayanara, but the circumstances of each are unique. Now, I don't know if you've thought about Dayanara's funeral or her memorial service, whatever you have planned for her. What I do want to tell you is that she can be an organ donor. You can absolutely have an open casket viewing if that's what you choose to do. The only thing is that we ask that she just wears something that's a little bit more high cut, not super low cut. Like something like what I'm wearing is perfectly fine. Just because of the surgery.
Surgeries and stuff. Okay.
Right. Just the one surgery. That's all that would happen. But if you have any special requests, you can just let us know once you decide what she wants to be buried in or anything like that, okay? The costs related to organ and tissue recovery will be sent to Gift of Life and are not your responsibility. So at the time of Dayanara's death today, that will be on her death certificate after Dr. Edwards did the test, which would be 1:45 this afternoon, Gift of Life takes over all of that billing. Okay, so if you get, sometimes mistakes are made, and if you get a bill after the time 1:45 today, please send it to our office, and the address is on this form, and we'll make sure that we take care of it if that's necessary. Okay, because this is a gift, you won't receive any financial benefit from this donation. You authorize the release and the copy and the complete record, including medical and social history and all other pertinent medical information from any source, including autopsy findings if one is performed, and death certificates, copies of the death certificate to Gift of Life or its designee. You authorize Gift of Life or its designee to manage any interventions, including cardiac compressions and defibrillation, diagnostic procedures and laboratory tests, including but not limited to medication administration, blood product administration if she were to need it to help support the donation, bronchoscopy. So that's, you know how there's a tube in her mouth? They put a camera, tiny little thin camera down that, and to look at the inside of her lungs to evaluate for transplant. Echocardiogram is an ultrasound of her heart to look at the function. And then cardiac catheterization, which if she would need one done, she would leave her room for about a half hour. She would go and they would look at the arteries around her heart to see if they're open or if they're blocked. Okay. They do hepatitis tests, HIV tests, and other tests to assist in evaluating and maintaining organ function and suitability of the organs and tissues for transplantation. You understand that Gift of Life may record and use images of the gifts and the recovery process, which do not disclose Dayanara's identity to support the donation. So, for example, the perfect match, size, everything for Dayanara's liver is in California. The surgeon might not be here doing the surgery here, so we have to snap a picture of it, send it to the surgeon there to make sure that everything will be perfect. So you understand that death has been determined and recorded in the medical record. For organ donation, you understand that artificial support of respiration and heartbeat will be continued during the recovery and discontinued upon completion. Okay? And if tissues recovered, that's not required. So you acknowledge that you have read or had read to you this document in its entirety, that you have had the opportunity to ask and have answered any questions, and you fully understand. I'm just going to have you sign a couple places. If you can sign right here. So if you could sign right here first. Initial. That's it. I can write your address. So we will send you a package in the mail if you want one. It's a recognition kit for Dayanara. And inside of it comes a certificate that honors her for giving the gift of life. Many families display this at their funeral and memorial service, or if you'd like to keep it to yourself, that's fine too. Put it away. Also, those bands, do you ever see the Live Strong yellow bands, rubber bands that people wear around their wrists? Well, we have bright green ones that say Donate Life on them. So we'll send you a bunch of those, as well as Donate Life pins in honor of Dayanara. Okay. So I can send that to you. Also in there is a book, it's called The Next Place. It's non-denominational, but it's a nice book for children, especially, that you can read and talk about maybe what happened to Dayanara, where she is now. So if you'd like to look through it and you're interested in that for any children that you might have in your family, you're more than welcome to. Also, next fall, you'll be invited. We have what's called Life and Legacy celebrations. We bring all the families that we work with that have a loved one who died that became an organ donor, tissue donor, and we come together with them in honor of their loved one. We make quilts that have quilt squares that each family makes in honor of their loved one that you can bring along. I don't know if anyone likes to sew in your family, but you can bring that, pin it on the quilt. Some people take a picture with it. It's a really nice ceremony. You get a couple gifts, and you can just honor her one more time for what she's done for somebody else. You can hear recipients speak, you can hear other donor families speak, and there's a nice reception afterwards where you can talk to families that might have been in the same situation with you, in the past. So it is a nice event, so please, when you get the invitation, bring your whole family. Everyone's invited. Okay. The closest one to here is at Bear Creek. I think I saw your address was in Reading.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not too far for you. So remember the package I told you that we'd send you with the bracelets and the certificate? What address do you want that sent to?
1014. That's Elm Street.
Ready?
Pennsylvania. Zip code 19604.
And then I just need a phone number for you, that I can reach you anytime, even if it's during the night or anything like that. We'll talk about the details, moving forward. But I just need a number where I can reach you. For
Right.
sure.
718
Okay.
644
Okay.
4625.
And then, did you want to give an email address? Sometimes there's events that Gift of Life does that we can send through email. If not, most of everything can come through the mail.
That's okay. We just leave it with the radio.
Okay, no problem. So just so you're aware, sometimes, even though there's so many people waiting for a transplant, sometimes when we have an organ donor, we might not be able to find that perfect match for an organ, okay? It's pretty rare that ever happens, but just so you're aware, there's always the possibility that we might not be able to find a match. We don't know now, but we will know later.
Certainly try, yes.
Right. So we're absolutely going to try. If that doesn't happen, we will call you and let you know. And then if you're not here at the hospital, you can come back in and spend time with her if you'd like to before her body would leave for the morgue.
Okay.
Right? But we'll let you know either way. Now, we're going to get started on our process. If for some reason, in the middle of the night, say at 2 o'clock in the morning, we found a match for Dayanara's gifts, and we're ready to schedule a time to go for the surgery, do you want to call so you know what the timeline looks like?
Yeah.
Okay. Some family members leave, like they say their final goodbyes and they leave and they don't plan to come back and they just want to get a good night's sleep.
Fine. No.
Okay.
I'll take the phone call. I may not even answer.
That's okay. But I can leave you a message as long as you're okay with that.
Fine, yeah.
So there's always the chance that throughout the night tonight we might find that match and she might not be here in the morning. But there's also the chance that we might not find a match yet and we're still working on it and she might be here tomorrow morning. Okay? So what I would suggest for you and your family is to get whoever needs to come here and say their goodbyes to her here. I mean, it sure seems like there's